3 seasons in, and I think we need to have an honest conversation. Because Maggie, she's amazing. She's complex, layered, vulnerable, and strong in all the right ways. But let's stop pretending. She's no replacement for the character this show lost. You know who I'm talking about. The character whose shadow still looms over every single storyline. The one whose absence isn't just felt. It defines the emotional tone of Sullivan's Crossing even now. And here's the crazy part, the writers know it. The actors know it. The fans? We definitely know it. So why does this matter? Because when you build a show around relationships, when you make us fall in love with a character's story, and then rip them away, you create a hole no one can fill. Not Maggie. Not anyone. Let's rewind for a second. Season 1 of Sullivan's Crossing wasn't just about Maggie coming home. It wasn't just about Cal's mysterious past. It was about connection. Every character had this gravitational pull toward one person. The glue that held that little world together. And then tragedy. The kind of twist that makes you shout at your screen. The kind of twist that keeps fan forums on fire for years. The show took a risk. It killed a character so central to the emotional fabric of the story, it literally changed the DNA of the series. At the time, we thought, okay, the grief arc will be brutal, but the show will bounce back. Except it never really did. Not completely. Enter Maggie. The writers clearly positioned her as the new anchor, the emotional center, the character who could carry the heart of the story forward. And listen, this is now to Maggie hate train. She's fantastic. Morgan Cohen plays her with this incredible mix of vulnerability and strength. But here's the truth, the energy is different. The tone is different. And no matter how much screen time Maggie gets, she'll never replicate what that lost character brought to Sullivan's Crossing. Because what we lost wasn't just a person. It was a dynamic. A voice that gave the show its soul. Here's the thing about character deaths. If they serve the story, they can elevate the narrative. But when the character is the emotional heartbeat of the series, you don't just kill them. You amputate part of what made the story work. And that's why, even 3 seasons later, fans are still talking about this. On Reddit, on Facebook groups, in every comment section. People are saying, love Maggie, but it's not the same. And they're right. Because this isn't just nostalgia talking. This is about chemistry. About the specific kind of warmth and stability this character gave, something no new addition, no matter how well written, can replicate. In the next part, I'm breaking down why Maggie can't fill that void, the behind, the scenes interviews that confirm the writers knew this, and the shocking revelation about how this character's death almost didn't happen. Before we get there, drop your guess in the comments. Who was the one character you think the show can't replace? I bet most of you are thinking of the same name right now. And hit subscribe, because what I'm about to reveal in part 2 is going to change the way you look at this show's entire trajectory. Let's talk about what happened after that death. Season 2 came in with a clear mission shift, the emotional center of Sullivan's Crossing onto Maggie. Give her the weight. Give her the arc. Make her the glue. But here's the thing. You can't force organic magic. The missing character wasn't just important because of screen time. They were important because of what they represented: history, family ties, and that calming force that made this chaotic world feel grounded. When they died, that sense of grounding vanished. And the writer's solution? Lean harder into Maggie's drama. Push her romantic entanglements. Stack twist on top of twist. But here's the uncomfortable truth: escalation is not a substitute for connection. The show went from heartfelt to high-stakes melodrama in places. And while some fans ate that up, others quietly drifted away. Here's where it gets juicy. In an interview from early Season 2, the showrunner admitted something that flew under the radar. When we decided to kill character name withheld for now, we knew it would change the fabric of the series. We hoped Maggie could anchor that shift. But we also understood that some dynamics are impossible to recreate. Read that again: impossible to recreate. That's as close to an admission as you'll ever get that the loss was seismic. And it doesn't stop there. Another writer casually mentioned in a podcast that the death sparked the most intense debate in the writer's room since the pilot. Why? Because half the team thought it would alienate the core fan base. Guess what? They were right. Here's the part nobody talks about. That death wasn't locked in from the start. The original Season 1 outline. This character was supposed to survive into Season 3, be a stabilizing force, serve as the emotional tether for Maggie's return story. But mid-season, everything changed. The network pushed for a changer, moment to end the first season with buzz. And the writers, under pressure, pulled the trigger. The death became a twist for headlines instead of a natural arc. And while it worked for shock value, it broke something fundamental in the narrative. Now let's talk Maggie. She's compelling. She's layered. But Maggie was designed as a complementary lead, not the emotional cornerstone. That cornerstone belonged to someone else. A character who carried the weight of family history, who connected every subplot like an invisible thread. Remove that, and suddenly every relationship feels a little less anchored. You can feel the writers trying, though. The quiet conversations, the symbolic callbacks, even those emotional beats where Maggie stands in places that character once did. Almost like the show whispering, see, it's the same energy, except it's not. Your turn. Do you think the show made the right call? Comment, RHIT, if you think the twist gave the story fresh stakes, or BG Mestic, if you'd undo that death in a heartbeat. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button, because in the final part, I'm revealing exactly WHO this character was, what made them irreplaceable, and the ripple effect that still shapes Sullivan's Crossing to this day.